Hello, beautiful humans, and welcome to the Mental Wellness Wake Up Show, a weekly podcast where growth minded, creative people come to learn best practices from both spirituality and psychology that create lasting well being. I am your host, mental wellness expert, improvised acting teacher, therapist, and coach, Dawn McMillan. Let's get to it. What I want to talk about today is William Glasser. But why? Who is William Glasser? And why are we talking about him today? So, William Glasser is the founder, creator, beginner of choice theory, which is a therapeutic paradigm. And what about his theory I want to bring up are his 5 basic needs. A lot of people know about Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it's great and it's fabulous. And there's a reason why a lot of people know about it. The reason why I want to talk about Glasser is I find it is a really simple framework to keep track of. So according to Glasser, we all have these 5 basic drives. Safety and survival is one. We'll just call that survival, belonging, power, freedom, and fun. So the 5 needs are safety, belonging, power, freedom, and fun. So let's unpack those a little bit. So safety and survival go hand in hand. Your body mind will prefer and tend towards anything that it has coded as safe. And anything that has happened in the past that it has survived will be coded as safer than anything unfamiliar. So that fear of the unknown thing that a lot of us experience is because of this basic survival need. Our organism is driven towards just plain old not dying. So anything that it says, I saw that before, it didn't kill me, I know how to survive that. This other thing over here, I don't know what that is, so I'm going to avoid it. So our basic survival need is a prime driver. We very rationally, or our body mind realizes that you don't do anything else on the planet if you are not alive. So our first most basic need is that safety and survival. Related to, but not entirely dependent on, is that belonging need, love and belonging. If you think about how our ancestors survived out in the elements, it was by banding together. So we have that love and belonging need in part because it's a key to our survival. If you are by yourself, you're unlikely to thrive, you're unlikely to survive. And so finding ways to affiliate with other people, to make connections to other people, to find a tribe, a community, a group becomes a very basic need. Finding affiliation between love and belonging between parents and children is important. Otherwise, why would an adult sacrifice all the things that they sacrifice in order to care for their offspring to adulthood or independence? So that's love and belonging. And then power. Power is not about exerting power over. When we have a drive to exert power over other people, that's a corruption of the basic need. Power in this case is the power to do. It might be called efficacy. It is ability. It is being able to make a difference in your environment, to accomplish things, to do things, to have some sort of effect on the world around you. That's going to be power. So power, not power over, but power to do. And then we get into freedom. And again, that's not necessarily license, although a lot of people interpret it that way. Freedom is about autonomy, about choice, being able to have choice over what you do with your body mind and what happens to your body mind. So when we talk about freedom, that's what we're looking at. Not being oppressed by others or the environment, not being controlled by others or the environment. So we have a basic drive towards freedom. And fun. This is the one when I share it with my groups, they're often like, wait, that's a basic need? Oh yeah. All mammals play. The problem with adults, with humans, is that we stop. We stop playing. We stop doing things for the sheer joy of doing them. We stop doing things because they're enjoyable to do in and of themselves. We start arranging our lives around a transaction. I will do this thing in order to get that thing. And we also confuse fun and enjoyment with pleasure. And we've talked about this before. Enjoyment transcends and includes pleasure. Fun transcends and includes pleasure. So chocolate cake is pleasurable, but that's not the same thing as fun. You can create fun around eating a chocolate cake because the fun transcends and includes the pleasure, but pleasure by itself is sort of a lower order or base level of this human drive towards fun. And as we all know, pleasures that are overindulged become a source of pain, right? Maybe 1 glass of wine is pleasurable. 15 glasses of wine gets you in the emergency room. So, fun. Things that we do because we enjoy them. And this can get us into looking at the work of Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, who was the one who explored flow, those flow states. That's where you lose track of time, where the thing that you're doing is engaging enough for you to be totally immersed in it, challenging enough to keep you at it, but not so challenging that you're overwhelmed with frustration. For some people, video games can be a flow state where the thing that you're doing, it's fun enough, it's challenging enough to keep you fully engaged in the present moment so that other distractions fall into the background, but not so much so that it's frustrating you and you're like, ugh. So flow is in that fun family. Pleasure is in the fun family. Enjoyment is in the fun family. So the takeaways that I really want to land on are about intentionally creating fun in your life. And I'm going to raise my hand and say that I'm not always as good at this as I might like, despite the fact that I have all of these things built in for fun, right? I have all of the improv that I do, all of the directing that I do, the singing that I do. Those activities are chosen for their fun ability, for their fun potential, and also sometimes the way that I approach them is not fun. It's transactional, it's focus driven, it's results driven. I'm going to focus on this thing in order to get this other thing. I'm doing this for play. This is play. Like, it can become work. Yeah. So fun is a vital nutrient. It's not a nice to have. It's not a squeeze it in when you get around to it. It's a vital nutrient. And I would suggest that we need all 5 of those needs every day. And if you can't manage it every day, right? Like, not every day is gonna, ring all the bells. But what if we decided to arrange our weeks so that each of those basic needs gets addressed consciously, intentionally, and in a way that honors us and other people? We have a loneliness epidemic. I think a lot of us are not getting our love and belonging needs met in a way that feels good. Is there something you can do today, this week, no matter how small that might be, that would lean into improving your love and belonging needs? Is there, for power, is there something that you're kind of good at that you can do more of? So you get that sense of accomplishment that comes from using your personal power. Can you use your freedom to make choices in support of your own well-being? Can we be more intentional about that? The other point I want to bring home, which is important to know if you're on a path of growth, and it's about the veto power of your survival and your belonging needs. When we are stuck, a lot of times it's because something has been coded in our body mind, usually before the age of 8, as being a threat to our safety our safety, survival, or our love and belonging. So, for example, this came up for me recently. I'm taking a course, and I think I warned you in the past. There will often be a sentence in this podcast that will begin with, I'm taking a course. And we're looking at some unhelpful beliefs, right? That's like peeling an onion, getting at your core beliefs that are not serving you. You get one layer, you find new ones, you find nuances. We're always in the process of unfolding, and that's just built into the system, and it's nothing to be judgmental about. It's just how we are, how we're made. We're always in the process of unfolding, of blossoming, of growing, and sometimes that work looks like continuing to unearth unhelpful versions of beliefs and seeing what we can do to unpack them. So I'm taking this course, and I was looking at a belief, and I came across something where I felt like I had to choose between the thing that I want and belonging. Ooh. Belonging and survival will veto the other needs. It will veto. It kind of goes back to that Maslow like hierarchy of needs. If you have if your body mind thinks you have a choice between fun and belonging, it will choose belonging. If your body mind thinks you have to choose between freedom and survival, it will choose survival. If your body mind thinks you have to choose between exercising your freedom and staying alive, it's going to choose survival. It's going to choose staying alive. So sometimes when we are stuck, we have learned from our family of origin, from our culture of origin, from our churches, our schools, insert the group that we were socialized into as little itty bitty people, that in order to belong to this group, there are these behaviors and beliefs that are okay, and there are these behaviors and beliefs that will get you ejected from this group. And unless and until we uncover those beliefs and we explore them to see if they are serving us, they will veto other things that we might choose to do or create in the fun, freedom, and power category. It's really quite powerful. Those survival and belonging needs are so powerful that they will veto what you, the conscious, the cognitive brain, is like, I really want to get fit, right? I really want to get fit. But if you, for example, if the socializing group that you were brought into is that belonging is around food and everybody eats huge plates of food, that's how you belong in this community. If you're not eating huge plates of food, it's going to trigger that, oh no, I'm not going to belong to my community. That's not okay. And it's going to show up as, air quotes, self-sabotage. That belonging need is going to veto your desire to exercise your freedom to choose a greater level of fitness. So the invitation here, you have all those 5 basic needs, and I just invited you to consciously, intentionally, and purposefully find ways of exploring getting those 5 basic needs met every day, if possible, or at least every week, leaning into that. And to the degree that some of those areas may be underdeveloped or not working as well, perhaps the culprit is that something in your body mind has coded that thing, that desire, as putting your belonging at risk or your very survival at risk. And those drives will veto the other 3. So self-sabotage does not exist. Self-sabotage just means that there's a part of you that wants something different than another part of you, and one of them's winning. And what I'm suggesting today is that the part of you that is in survival or belonging camp is the parts of you are going to down vote. They're going to vote down and overrule the other parts of you. So your work then is to uncover that belief. I have to choose between being fit and belonging. Is that true? Is that real? Does that make sense? Is that serving me? What if I can have both fitness and belonging? What might that look like? So you begin to interrogate those beliefs and unwind from them so that your safety, survival, love, and belonging needs are working together with your power, freedom, and fun needs. What if we can get all 5 of those needs met in glorious, beautiful, technicolor ways, in ways that honor us and the people around us, and create lives that we are in love with? What if that's possible? Food for thought? Let that simmer around in your noggin for a bit. Yeah, reach out to me on the socials. If you have thoughts on that, or if something pops for you, or if you have a contribution to that conversation, I'd love to hear it. My socials, for the most part, are at the Dawn McMillan, McMillan. So there you go. Just a little food for thought for you. Thank you for listening. I know I say that in any number of ways, but I deeply and profoundly mean it. That you would want to give of your precious time to hang out with me around this little campfire. It's truly humbling and honoring. So thank you. You know what else? You're amazing. You are whole. You are perfect. You are complete just the way you are right here, right now. You are allowed to change, and you're allowed not to. And you are worthy and deserving of all good things. Until next time, my beautiful human. I am so honored that you share time with me. If you've listened this far, then something here was of value to you. Would you please be a friend of the podcast and share it with at least one other person? The podcast is available on most platforms, including YouTube, and I need your help to get the word out. So please like, subscribe, and share, and a 5-star review on iTunes would be chef's kiss. Thank you so much. See you next time.